Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In this part, we are going to speak about the inequalities, starting with the definition of the inequality. From the word inequality, it means that we have two sides, but one of them is not equal to the other side, either will be greater than or smaller than. We compare the inequality to the equations, as we know that for the equation we have x, for example, plus 1 equal to 5. We call this is linear equation. If we change the sign equal to either greater than or less than, we'll have something called the inequality. For example, x plus 1, either I will say greater than 5 or less than 5. This is inequality. One side is not equal to the other side, either greater than or less than. In some cases, I will say greater than or equal. But we must have this sign, either greater than or smaller than, to have an inequality. So the x plus 1 equal to 5, we call this is equation. And these are inequalities. One thing. Another thing that for the equation x plus 1 equal to 5, we know that the solution x equal to 4. It is only one solution. If it is conditional equation, I can say x equal to 4. But for the inequality, we will have usually infinite number of solutions. Infinite number of solutions. And that's sometimes we need to write the solution for the inequality in different ways. Either, I would say, using the set builder notation, or graph the solution, or use the interval notation, because we have infinite number of solutions. For the properties of the inequalities, suppose that we have A, B, and C are real numbers, then the addition subtraction property. If I have A less than B, then A plus C is less than B plus C. If we are adding or subtracting the same quantity to the left-hand side and the right-hand side, then the sign of the inequality will remain the same. So A less than B, this will give me A plus C is less than B plus C. For the second one, multiplication division property. If we have A less than B and a constant C greater than 0, if it is greater than 0, then A times C will be less than B times C. No change in the sign. Less than will stay less than. This is if the constant multiplied by the inequality is positive. If C is greater than 0, then AC will be less than BC. But if the constant is negative, if C is less than 0 and A less than B, if we multiply this inequality by the constant C, which is negative, we have to change the sign. If it is less than, it will be greater than. So if we multiplied or divide by a negative number, then we have to reverse the sign of the inequality. If it is less than, we will have a greater than. If it is a greater than, we'll have less than. So multiplying the inequality by positive will not change the sign of the inequality, but multiplying by negative number or dividing by negative number, we have to change the sign of the inequality. And these are examples for this property. I have x minus 4 less than 7. We add 4. So this will not change the sign of the inequality. Similarly, if we subtract, see, no change of the inequality. For the property 2a, 3x less than 12 divided by 3 will not change the sign. it will stay or it will remain the same. But if we divide by negative, less than, divide by minus 2, we have to reverse. It is now greater than. If it is greater than and divide by negative or multiply by negative, we have to change the sign of the inequality. Now, to solve the inequalities, we are following the same steps of equations. But before that, let's have some notation for inequalities. We have inequality, and we have interval notation, and we have graph. If I have x greater than 2, for example, interval notation will be 2 to infinity. X greater than 2 means x can be 2.5, 2.7, 3, 4, 5, any number greater than 2. So the interval will be written as 2 to infinity, and the graph for this one, 2, open circle and the number 2 and go to the right, greater than. If I have x less than or equal to 2, for example, this notation means equal. Less than or equal, it means the number 2 is included in the solution. So this can be written as minus infinity, since it is less than 2, means 1, 0, minus 1, minus 2 goes to infinity, 2, 2. And this is half closed or half open. Infinity, open all the time. And since we have equal to, less than or equal, so we have to write closed bracket. And for the graphing this, when we have 2, it will be a closed circle. It means that 2 is included, and go to the left. If I have, for example, 0 less than x less than 3, this will be open from 0 to 3, open interval, and the graph will be 0 and 3, open and open. It will be, this is the solution for this inequality. These are just different interval or different notations to write the solution of the inequality. Let's apply these for some examples. I need to use the properties of inequalities to solve each inequality. Write the solution, set using set builder notation, and graph the solution set. I have this first example, 3x minus 5 is greater than 16. Now to solve the inequality, we are following the same step of the equations. I need to keep the variable in one side and all the constant to the other side. Just keep the variable in one side and all the constants to the right-hand side or the other side. So in the first step, I'm going to move this to the other side. So adding plus 5 to the two sides. This will give me 3x greater than 16 plus 5. So 3x will be greater than 21. Now divide by the coefficient of x, divide by 3. So I will have x greater than 7. So we can say the solution set, if you are using the set builder notation, it is x where x greater than 7. This is the set builder notation. X where x is greater than 7. To graph the solution for this one, let's say 7. Since we have greater than, so we have open circle, means 7 is not included. And the greater than, go to the right. So this is the graph of the solution. And if the question say also write the interval notation, then in the interval notation will be open 7 to infinity. So this is how to solve inequality. This, just doing the same steps as we did for solving linear equations. If it is linear inequality, all what I need, just keep x on one side and the constant to the other side. I'm speaking about now linear inequalities. Another example. I have 5x plus 6 less than 2x plus 1. Again, this 6, I will move it to the other side. So it will be 5x less than 2x plus 1 minus 6. That is like we add negative 6 to both sides. Then I will have 5x less than 2x minus 5. Now this variable, with this term, I have to shift it to the left-hand side. So I'll add minus 2x. Then it will be 5x minus 2x less than minus 5. 5x minus 2x is a 3x less than minus 5. Divide by the coefficient, divide by 3. I will have x. Since we are dividing by positive number, now we need to change the sign of the inequality. See, we divided by 3, this number, which is positive number. So now we need to change the sign of the inequality. So it will be x will be, the sign will remain less than minus 5 over 3. So the solution now in set builder notation will be x, where x is less than minus 5 over 3. And the graph, the solution for this one, I have minus 5 over 3 somewhere. And it's open because it is less than. Less than means go to the left. So the solution will be, we can write it in interval notation. If the question say that write the solution using interval notation, then the solution will be minus infinity in interval notation to minus 5 over 3. So the first one is set builder notation. Second one is graph. And third one is interval notation. So I have another example. For that we have this inequality minus 4 multiplied by x minus 5 greater than or equal to x plus 15. So in the first step, I will open the bracket. It will be minus 4x plus 20 greater than or equal to 2x plus 15. Move this 20 to the other side. I will have minus 4x greater than 2x plus 15 minus 20. And this 2x, I will move it to the left-hand side. It will be minus 4x minus 2x greater than or equal to 15 minus 20 is minus 5. Then minus 4 minus 2 will give me minus 6x greater than or equal to minus 5. Now I need to divide by the coefficient of x, which is minus 6. If we divide it by a negative number, we have to change the sign of the inequality. So I will have x, this is greater than or equal, it will be less than or equal to 5 over 6. So again, divided by negative number, we have to change the sign from greater than to less than. The next will be less than or equal to 5 over 6. So the solution now, using the set builder notation, I will say it is x, where x is less than 5 over 6. This is set builder notation. And the graph, the solution will be 5 over 6 closed circle. Less than means goes to the left. And if we need to write the interval notation, that will be from minus infinity to 5/6. Since we have this sign, which is less than or equal, then I will have closed bracket from this side, 5/6 closed bracket. So the solution will be from minus infinity to 5/6. Last example, if I have 3 multiplied by x plus 7 less than or equal to 5 multiplied by 2x minus 8. Open the bracket, will be 3x plus 21 less than or equal to 10x minus 40. Then 21 move it to the other side and 10x to the left hand side. I will have 3x minus 10x less than or equal to minus 40 minus 21. 3x minus 10 will be minus 7x less than or equal to minus 61. Divide by minus 7. So I will have x, but I have to be careful. Since we divide by negative, this sign will be greater than or equal to. We have to change the sign or reverse the sign of the inequality. Then I will have minus with minus will give me positive, so it is 61/7. So x is greater than or equal to 61/7. So we can say the solution set using the set builder notation. It is x, where x greater than or equal to 61/7. And the graph 61/7 somewhere. We have closed circle. To me, this number is included, and greater than means go to the right. So in the interval notation, I will say it is closed 61/7 to infinity. And the infinity must be open. The interval from this side must be open because infinity is unknown, so we have to keep it open. So this is the solution of the inequality, and I wrote it in different ways: set builder notation, and I graph the solution, and also I use interval notation. Even the question didn't say, but in some problems you will be given this statement. You have to write the solution using interval notation.